Welcome back, roller coaster gamers, to the Six Flags Over Georgia Tour and Review Part 2. We're going to continue right where we left off, so there's no time wasting, and we're going to be going over this bridge to pass by none other than Splashwater Falls, a water ride, one of 3 water rides in the park that we'll be looking at. This ride has been closed for about 3 years now, and I think they should do something about that because it's a big eyesore. Just look at it. It's like, would you want to see this just here for years and nothing done about it? I mean, come on. At least put some scenery here or something. Or better yet, put a roller coaster here. This is enough room for like a really compact roller coaster like an RMC Raptor or an SNS 4D Free Spin. Just get this thing out of here, for crying out loud. If you're not going to reopen it, then get rid of it. Take the boot. Okay, now we're going to be moving on from that rant to the back areas of the park. If you turn left, you would go back to that area we came from pretty much. So we're going to be going right to the old kid section of the park that's been here like for years now. There's the hot air balloons ride, which you can see through the trees right there, which I remember riding when I was a kid. They also have a little boat Vonda ride right there, you can see over there, and the antique cars, which are at a lot of amusement parks. I think, pretty sure there's a lot of amusement parks that have them. I've only ridden the ones here though. And then the highlight ride at this section is the carousel, which has been here since the park opened in 1967. It originated from Chicago, but then they transported it to this park, and it's a big piece of history, and it should never be removed. It's an icon. You hear me, Six Flags Over Georgia? Never get rid of this ride. This one's a keeper. So we're about to go to the very back section of the park, to the one of 3 DC areas. You have this, and then one in the middle of the park, and then one towards the front. This one has a dark ride called Justice League Battle for Metropolis, where you have to save the superheroes from the Joker and Lex Luthor. You go through this. It's like similar to Universal Dark Ride. It's a 3D dark ride. You have these 3D glasses, and you're in these little cars, and you're going around. It's like a motion simulator kind of thing as well as on a track, and you have to shoot at things, and it's like to see who has the most points at the end. And the other ride in this section of the park is the B&M Flying Coaster Superman Ultimate Flight, which was the first B&M Flying Coaster in the United States and the first one with a pretzel loop. This is one of 3 Superman clones among the Six Flags chain, which there's another one at Six Flags Great Adventure in New Jersey and one at Great America in Illinois. This is the third B&M to have opened at the park, 3 of 4 in 2002. And it's great. You get in the trains and you're underneath the track, and it tilts you facing the ground so you can fly around the track like you're Superman. You hold your fist out, and it's just really super fun. So here we're getting to the POV. As you can see what I'm talking about, where you're like underneath the track here. You're facing the ground, and you just fly around. And you have the first element here, which is the highlight moment of the ride. It's the pretzel loop that I was talking about. The reason why it's called a pretzel loop is because off-ride it looks like a pretzel. And you pull some really, like a lot of positive G-forces at the bottom of that thing. And then a lot of the ride after that is a lot of these swooping turns that follow the hillside, which are pretty fun. It's like, it's not supposed to be the most like intense roller coaster except for that pretzel loop. The pretzel loop's pretty gnarly. But all this other sections are just, graceful. And then you have the inline twist at the end. And after that, you go to this area here, which you can see Hurricane Harbor at the back here. When you enter the park, and it's free. You can just go to Hurricane Harbor upon admission in the park. You can just go straight in as long as it's open. And there's another water park called Whitewater, which is a bit away from Six Flags, and it's has its own admission, so you have to pay. You have to pay to go to that one. And then, moving on from here, we have the Sky Coaster over here, which I haven't ridden because of the upcharge you have to pay for it. It's the only one like that at this park. But I should probably get on one of these one day. And you get in these strap things facing the ground, and they pull you up to the top of this arch thing, and then they let you go, and you go swinging back and forth. and it looks pretty freaky, but I think I could do it. I've ridden the second tallest roller coaster in the world. I could do this. And then there's 2 roller coasters right next to it, Great American Scream Machine, the wooden coaster right here, and then Blue Hawk behind it. We're going to be talking about Great American Scream Machine first because it's closer right here. It's an old wooden coaster that opened. It didn't open with the park, but it was the second coaster to open. Fun fact, it was the tallest roller coaster in the world when it first opened. That record would be broken many times, and it now is nowhere close to that. It is built by PTC. It used to have PTC trains, which had buzz bars, which allowed a lot of room for airtime. And I haven't really been the biggest fan of this ride, but they made it a whole heck of a lot worse by adding putting the old Georgia Cyclone trains on it. Remember I said that Georgia Cyclone closed and then they put the steel track on it to make Twisted Cyclone? Well, the Georgia Cyclone trains that were on that ride, which made Georgia Cyclone bad, like everyone said it was, that's probably what made this ride bad. I do not like this ride anymore. The new trains suck, and they make it so much rougher, as you can see in this video. It's rattling everywhere, and I don't like it. And that's all I gotta say about Scream Machine, guys. They should not have added Georgia Cyclone trains. Keep the PTC trains on it. And right next to it is Blue Hawk, which isn't too much better. I like it a bit better than Scream Machine. It used to be called Ninja. It used to have red track, and it used to have these trains that had hard over-the-shoulder restraints, which people complained about the head banging and roughness of it, which I didn't really have as much of a problem with, so I didn't mind a Ninja. I actually preferred it to Blue Hawk because I thought the restraints gave you a little bit more room to experience some of the forces a little bit better. Like over the drop, you felt like you could fall into the pond almost if you were small enough. But they repainted the track. This was done in 2016. They repainted the track, renamed it, and gave it new trains, which have these vest restraints, which cause a lot of constriction on your chest and stuff, which I don't really like. And right next to it is Sky Screamer. It's a Star Flyer, and it takes you up really high. It's the tallest ride in the park. And it's really fun. It looks scary off-ride, but it's actually nice. It gives you a great view of the park. And then going back to Blue Hawk, it has nice near misses with some of the supports and track and stuff, but I think it isn't. I don't think it's as good as Ninja was, but most people would say it's much better, but mine's kind of an unpopular opinion. So that's going to do it for part 2 of the tour of Six Flags Over Georgia. Next, part 3, which is coming up tomorrow, we'll be going back up towards the other areas of the park through the middle, back up to the front, and then part 4 will kind of be the whole front of the park. So, I hope you enjoyed that video, and see you in the next one, Roller Coaster Gamers. Bye!